Alright everybody, Symbiosis 2099 again, and this time I've got the Minicon race team from Armada that also form the Skyboom shield. And if there's anybody out there actually watching this, they're probably going, God, why are you doing Minicons? And the answer, if you're asking that question, is these guys form a really badass little shield, and I'm going to get to that in a minute. I'm going to do them each individually, of course. This is Downshift, Dirt Boss, and Mirage. And I think they're pretty neat looking little cars as far as their car forms go. None of them have a lot of undercarriage junk. I mean, you couldn't really tell they were robots by looking at their bottoms. And that's cool. A little bit of history about these particular Minicons. They form the Skyboom shield, which I've already said, and they were one of the 3 artifacts, weapons, whatever, that the Autobots and the Decepticons were really trying hard to get in Armada, including the Star Saber and the Requiem Blaster. And the Skyboom shield could defend against any attack. And also, the Skyboom shield was one of the artifacts needed to reactivate Unicron. Sorry, I had to do it. Like I said, pretty cool little car forms, and they look a lot better than, say, this piece of crap right here. I'm going to start with Mirage. And like I said, neat little car. It's a little Formula 1 type race car. And you can see he's got a little seat right here, and really not much detail, but it's a Minicon, and he's got a visible head. Which is irritating, but it's a Minicon, so I guess I can forgive that just because not a lot of the Minicons look really good. But to transform him, go ahead and flip this down, and flip these parts up. Flip his arms down from those. So you got this. Turn his midsection around and split him right here. And also this fin kind of slides down, so you can see his little head peeking up there. The only articulation he has is a product of his transformation, and he doesn't stand that well. If you try to stand him with his legs straight up, he just kind of leans. So kind of spread his legs apart if you want to display him like that, though I have no idea why you'd want to. It looks much better as a shield. The only articulation he has is like in his elbows, his arms, and shoulders, and that's just a product of his transformation. And his legs will move in and out, which is also only a product of his transformation. So to transform him back, just clip these parts together, swivel it around, flip this up, put his arms back, and kind of move this up. It only moves up a little bit. And there you go. Next up, I'm going to do Downshift. Another really cool looking little car Minicon. I mean, these guys, their alt forms all look really good, and none of them have any real junk down here. I mean, yeah, these are its legs, and its arms are right here, but you couldn't tell it, which I think that's really awesome. Just like the other, like Mirage, he's got a little seat right here, and some little headlights colored in, which is a cool little detail. And this big fin up here on his back looks pretty neat, except it never seems to stay completely together for me. To transform him, pull these parts out, because they're going to be his arms. Flip him down right here. Split his legs, which are not articulated at all. And there you go. All but flipping his little head up. And it's really hard for this one to stand because he's a little heavy in the front. If you spread his legs really far apart, still don't stand. Put them really close together, he still don't stand. So, like I said, if you want to display him as bots, you're going to have some problems standing this guy up. Not much detail in his robot form at all. Most of these guys don't have much painting on them. But he's got these big gorilla arms, which look kind of silly. And his legs, oh wow, I got him stand up. How awesome am I? His legs just, they're really floppy. And they come off for me a whole lot. But his shoulders are ball jointed, and you can actually get quite a bit of movement out of his arms. But anyway, flip his head back down to transform back. Flip this part up. Bring these parts together. And these peg in right here. And be careful because you will break them. They do break quite easily. And there you go. And I'm going to move right along. This is Dirt Boss. And another halfway decent looking form. He's got a lot of seams here. And at the back, you know, he's got a whole lot of seams just because he's the middle of the shield and he splits down the middle. So he's kind of hard for him to hold together. But altogether, a pretty nice looking little alt mode for a Minicon. Okay, so what you do to transform him is pull this part down. And it should just pull right down like that. And out. And split these apart because they're going to be his legs. Now be careful because this isn't supposed to happen for his robot mode. Okay, and you got to reach in here and there's a little tab you can grab, and you got to have fingernails for this. And I don't really, so those are his stupid little feet. And this guy looks okay as a bot. Pull his arms out from right here and they flip around like so. And his head folds out from his back like this. And just looking at him standing there, he's a fairly tall little Minicon. I mean, he's much taller than his buddy Mirage here, and I'm not transforming Mirage, but I'll fold his feet down and let him kind of stand there beside him so you get an idea. He's much taller than most Minicons that I've seen, which is awesome. But other than that, that's his only real redeeming feature. He's got these stupid little feet. His arms are kind of neat, I guess. But he's got all this junk hanging out back here. He's a really kibbly Minicon. Anyway, to transform him back, fold his legs together, fold his feet in, and just shove it back up like that and down. Close his arms up. And there you go. Now, we're going to go ahead and get him ready to be a Skyboom shield. And what you do is split this one in the middle and fold these bits out. And it already kind of looks like a little shield. Okay, and move his head out because his head is going to be the handle. Downshift here. Fold these fins out. And this part has a little bitty tiny peg right here that plugs into this little tiny hole. So we're going to do that. And this part should, but I've broken it off, and it's actually broken off inside the hole. So like I said, be really careful with these guys because they are pretty fragile. And it clips in. These holes on the back clip into these clips right here on downshift. And whenever you take it apart, anytime I try to pull it off, this part just comes right off. It happens. It's a Minicon. And Mirage has one of the most difficult transformations to get him ready to be part of the Skyboom shield. If there's anybody out there that don't own it, be prepared. All you have to do is sit him down on the table, and he's ready. And he's got a little hole on top of his head that plugs into this little plug right here, and bam, there you go with the Skyboom shield. And it's quite big. It also kind of looks like a little jet, and they actually fly in this form in the show. They just fly along like that. And I've seen transformations for it where this part is backwards, and mine doesn't want to plug in that way. So I don't know if yours will or not, but this is the way I have to do it. It kind of looks like a jet, but anyway, it's a shield. And just to show you how big it is, I have Inferno and Hotshot power linked here, and as you can see, it's a pretty big shield. It is actually about as tall as him. And it looks kick-ass. I really like the Skyboom shield. I think it's an awesome little accessory for your Transformers. And I gotta give it like a 9 out of 10 for the combined form. The Minicons, they're Minicons. They're not a big deal. This one, the top one here, Downshift, has the crappiest robot form. Dirt Boss, not a bad robot form, but not the best. And Mirage, he looks decent, but he's not articulated at all. And that's all I have to say about him. Until next time, guys. Thanks for watching.